We need the pimp rappers to sit down with the prostitute rappers, right? I'm gonna tell you something we talked about in the conversation on how, like the new variants of women are more all variants of like Lil' Kim, right? And Lil' Kim was like a variant of like the archetype of the over-sexualized, black woman that was kind of like a hoe, you know what I'm saying? And then she became like the doll, so she had like the pink hair and the green hair, and that was Lil' Kim, but she was darker. So of course, if they wanted to perfect that cloning process, they created variants of her. And we go deep into this. This is gonna be good. But look at the variants of Lil' Kim. They became variants of Lil' Kim, but they became all lighter than Lil' Kim. And then what happened to Lil' Kim? She wanted to do what? Lighten herself up, right? Because if you look at that movie, they talked about that process that he wanted to take them from dark to all the way to the point where they was like white. And Michael Jackson was the only one that was successful, right? But when we look at the Lil' Kim variant, boom, she started off this dark black skinned woman, right? And then it started to fickle out, right? And she couldn't be the new variant that they wanted to. They said they wanted a light skinned Lil' Kim. And so she stopped getting booked. She started having insecurities about herself. So she went undergoes procedures, right? So she could become a different variant of her, right? You know what I'm saying? She started to become a different variant of her. But ultimately, she was the old model. Like they no longer needed her. So they moved on. And then you get the Nicki Minaj's, right? This variant goes against the old variant. And the Nicki Minaj is the light-skinned one with the doll hair, right? And she's the new Barbie in town. And, very talented. That doesn't take anything away from her whatsoever, right? And so now we go all the way to the Ice Spice, right? A new variant, even more kind of watered down, right? And the new Barbie, right? With the hair and the doll look, the Bratz look. So it's all the same game played over and over because the subject matter of the lyricism is what? You can't find me in hip hop, somebody that's successful now, besides, a few, right? Mainstream rap is going to go with, it got to be pimping, hoes, prostitute, sex, right? We know sex, drugs, and murder music. If they not talking about, you know what I mean? Well, specifically for female rap, if she not talking about how she don't fuck with none of these hoes out here, and how none of y'all can fuck with her, or how she don't fuck with none of y'all broke, bitter bitches, and how she'll take your baby daddy, and how she'll fuck your man and then give it back. You know what I'm saying? If she's not talking about that, then she talking about how she gonna break him for his change or his dollars or his money. You know what I'm saying? Or she talking about how she don't need a nigga. You feel me? And she not talking about how good her coochie is and how fat her ass is, and how everybody's hating and watching her. If those are not her, then she's not played on the radio. I don't make up the rules. They make up the rules. If that's not her in those lyrics, she's not even played on the radio. I'm just kidding. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Think about your favorite. And I'm talking about industry-wise. It's facts. Same thing with men. If he's not talking about, number one, men that music have changed. So if he's not emotional, like talking about how depressed he is, how his girl done left him, he's sad, because that's the new emo rap, right? The new emo rap is the feminized version of like these so-called street guys who get on there and cry in their music, right? Then if the rapper ain't talking about, man, I'm stunting on everybody, I kill anybody, I'm a gangster, and I've been to jail, I never tell, you know what I'm saying? I sip lean, you know what I'm saying? Or I sold this, because ain't nobody selling nothing no more, right? And I'm the greatest and my ego is crazy. I'll murder anybody going after me. I don't give a fuck about nothing but money. You know what I'm talking about? Like, if that ain't the subject matter, it ain't getting played. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gotta be like, I'm hella over materialistic and that's all I care about. That's like, you gotta understand, like, if a person wrote down and they were checking boxes like, all right, I think you meet the criteria. Yeah, come on in, sign him in. Let me hear his music. I murdered these niggas, check. I fucked they bitch, check. Niggas ain't shit, check. Oh, I do a lot of drugs. Check. I'm depressed sometimes too. I'm seeing demons. They checking all this. Check. Yeah, I think it's good music. It's good music. It's good music. Is he willing to sacrifice? Okay, check. Huh. Yeah, it's good. Bring him in. That's all they care. Now let you have some fly shit. You talking about God business, your abilities to transform the world, transmute energy. You talking about whatever it may be. They don't want to hear none of that. Like, whoa. Slow it down, brother. Slow it down. This is a nice song. We think it's a hit. But I just think we're going a different direction. You ain't talked about pulling the Draco out now one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you ain't talking about doing no drugs? None? You just told these people you were sober. You said you sober, you a soldier, you know what I'm saying, and you would die, you get pulled over. You talking about going after the police. Like, you know, whoa, slow it down. Somebody said that's boring. Chill. Because when Kendrick do it, when Cole do it, it ain't boring. The Grace do it, it ain't boring. You know what I'm saying? Only y'all weirdos think something like that is boring, but music can be turned into anything. The subject matter of killing and murdering niggas is boring. It's the same shit. It's not even the rapper that's good. Number one, it's the flow, and it's the engineer and the beats, the producer that's the fire. Niggas ain't talking about nothing, right? I can't remember last time I remember somebody lyrics and they ain't talking about nothing. So that shit is boring because it's the same thing. It's like, I seen a girl rapper the other day, and it ain't got to listen. I listen to it, so I perpetuate it because I listen to it and support it because I'll be listening to the gangster shit sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I'm gonna listen to it, right? You know, but I would listen to this girl rap that came on my whatchamacallit, and I'm looked at the comments before I looked at the music, and it was like she killing it, and I'm listening to it, and like 10 of the lyrics was I'm the shit, 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 I'm the shit. Like she repeated that like 10 times in a row. And they was like fire emojis, like going crazy. And you can't say nothing about it, or they gonna be like, why you not supporting black women? It's crazy. Now that's crazy, cause that ain't got shit to do with supporting black women. First of all, that's crazy. Y'all gotta stop the cap, cause you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta stop the cap. Don't try to use that shit in every situation. It don't count in every situation. Right? It does not count. It does not count. Talking about just support the black woman. Ugh, y'all get on my nerves. What you talking about? I think in the word of Jill Scott, she came on and she said, I don't fuck with y'all bitches. I don't like none of you bitches. She said, I don't like you skinny bitches. She said, I don't like you fat bitches. She said, I don't like you ugly bitches. I don't like you broke bitches. I don't like you rich bitches. I said, damn, Jill, she going crazy. I'm at the concert and Jill going off. But she said, after she said all that, the crowd was like, okay. And then she said, but my ladies though, my beautiful black women, my queens, I love y'all. And I thought it was cold because all of the women were so offended because she was talking about bitches, right? And they had related that to themselves. And now for 1 second, it seemed like they didn't even differentiate themselves. Like, well, she not talking about me because I'm not a bitch. So it's a difference between supporting black women and black bitches. So if you make black bitch music, I ain't got to support you. If you make black nigga music, I ain't got to support you. You make black God music, man, I'm rocking with you. I'm there every time. Every time. So y'all got to miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? Support black that's not black women music. Stop it. Don't try to get at me like that. That's black bitch music. We know it is, because you ain't said black women in the song once. You said black bitches. It ain't a generalization, it's a reality. You said black. If your song don't even mention black women, how? I ain't gotta protect that music. So I want y'all to understand, like, even when people say protect black women, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever said protect black bitches. Nobody ever said protect black hoes. I'm just being honest with y'all. That's not under the jurisdiction. And I know y'all want it to be. And motherfuckers gonna say all of this grandiose, what y'all, whatever y'all want to say, but that's not under the jurisdiction. Somebody said it means you lit. All right. No, it means you're less. I'm gonna be honest with you. Bitches don't mean you lit, it mean you less. Just like niggas don't mean you more. It means you less. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come up to me and ask me, are you a nigga or a man? What you think I'm gonna say? 10 out of 10, I'm a man. Right? The evolution of a man is not a nigga, right? One is less than the other, right? That's like going from a man to a boy. So the evolution, you're going from a king to a god. You're going to a ruler to a chief, right? There has to be something that is a graduation. You know what I mean? Not something that brings you down. So you go, when you go from woman to a bitch, you enter into a new category, because no man wants to be with a bitch. No woman wants to be with a nigga that's a bitch. Just want to give you the game. I'm just being honest. And you have to understand, when you behaving like a bitch, or you behaving like a hoe, or if a man is behaving like a nigga, or he behaving like a sucker, then you do not get also you don't get the privileges of respect. You don't get the privileges of protection, and you don't get the privileges of support. And it got to be a standard to it. People don't like hearing it, but that's the reality. So now you can say, okay, why nobody's protecting me? Oh, because I wasn't acting like somebody that deserves it. I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And because I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do, then, this is why I got in trouble. That's the reality. Because if you got a son and you tell him, listen, don't go out there and don't go hang with them niggas on the block, man, you'll get yourself locked up, man. If you get locked up, I'm not bailing you out. I told you don't be hanging with them niggas. Then your son go get locked up, right? Because he hang out with them niggas that was on the block. Now, he already know. He go call Pops. Pops, I got locked up. I was on the block with so-and-so, man. Well, shit, what you calling me for? You know what I'm saying? I already told you what you wasn't acting like my son. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get locked up, B, what it is. But if he was out there and police was just messing with him, he was out there just doing something, you feel me, just moving how he supposed to be moving, and he called me, man, they harassed me, bothered me, or he's standing on business, he helping somebody else, you feel me? It's a myriad. It's like, you know what? Shit, I got you. Bailing you out instantly. Don't even worry about it. I'm pulling up for you. So, it's like, it's the same thing if you got a sister that's out there turning tricks, and she like, you know what? Let's say she raised right in the right household and everything, and she decided to say, you know what? I want to be a hoe. So, a nigga fly her out or something, she get flown out, and then treat her bad, and then she gonna call you like, man, so-and-so treated me bad, kicked me out, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, why you go out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you was on some hoe shit and then treated you like a hoe. What you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? You gotta take that lesson. You feel me? But if you behaving the way you supposed to be, you know what I mean? Like, you a woman and motherfucker and come at you indecent, then guess what? Man, we gonna handle that. Where bruh at? Because now we got to deal with business. Now ain't nobody gonna that's my sis, he ain't put his hands on her or nothing. But still, I'm gonna talk to her about that. Like, motherfucker treat you like a hoe because you acting like a hoe. What you want me to do? Like, he treated you accordingly to your position. Same thing with a man. You know what I'm saying? If you pull out your money and the chick, you tricking and she treat you like a trick and she take your money and leave, bro, you was acting like a trick. Like, what you want from me? You know what I'm saying? Like, people gotta understand, if you get treated accordingly to the way that you behaving, then that's what you deserve. I'm just giving you the game. And so people be wanting all of this respect, protection, and support, but it's like, it's a privilege. It's not a right of yours. When I say behaving, I mean acting in accordance to who you say you are, right? So if she's out turning tricks, that's not acting in accordance to who she say she is in my eyes. But if she tell me she don't never, she gonna do that, because there's only one person who has a job to protect hoes. You know who that is, Steve?
I'm just finna sum up.
The one person that has a job to protect hoes is a pimp. That's his job, literally. That's what a pimp's job is. He manages and he protects the hoe. Sometimes a hoe be out there independent contractor and the pimp will come in. But the problem is that a lot of times people be behaving and then they be acting wild. Then they'll bring other people into the situation. Like, this person treated me wrong. Wait a minute. Now you getting other people killed, other people locked up, other people in beef and situations because of what you was doing. You know how many niggas done died pulling up, trying to protect, you feel me, on both sides, men and women? You know how many issues done started because of that? But if people had the responsibility in their mind to be like, if I go do this, then I'm on my own. Because what I'm doing doesn't fall under, right, the treaty. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't fall under support, protection, right, or respect. So now it will make them change their mind. Like, you know what? I'm not going to do this because I can't expect nobody to have my back. So this increases the danger of what I'm doing because I'm doing this completely alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I can't even drag nobody in this because they're going to be like, why you do it? And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that kind of society. I think what it does is it creates accountability on men and women to act accordance and to know that, I'm putting myself in a situation where A, B, or C can happen. So if A, B, or C happens, then I have to take that because that comes along with the risk that I'm taking. It's bad out here. It's ugly out here. And it's going to stay ugly out here until, like, people start acting accordingly. Like, I know when I do something that I'm like, okay, well, all right. If I do something wrong, I'm like, well, that's on me. Like, I can't call nobody. Especially in the streets, I know if I'm doing something stupid, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm moving the wrong way, I'm taking a risk. I have no expectation that anybody's going to come to my side. Like, that's on me. But if I'm doing something accordingly, you feel me? I know not only God got me, but my people's got me as well, and they're going to go to war for me. You feel me? That is what it is, and a lot of y'all need to learn that because protection is not after, it's before. And once you realize protection is before, you change the way you do things. Like, nobody can protect you, you know what I mean, after the fact that it already happened. Right? A person can get revenge after the fact. Like, what happened to you? You created a situation? Boom. Yeah, I think that's just what I want to hear more from people, period. Just accountability. Like, we all make mistakes. We all do dumb things. And also, I feel like we be too hard on each other sometimes. Not in the sense that we shouldn't hold each other accountable, but in the sense that we have to stop projecting, right, our triggers and our emotions onto other people. You know what I'm saying? And so when a person makes a mistake and they correct their behavior and they move on, allow them to move on. You can't keep digging up what happened. So therefore, that person doesn't actually get to enjoy being better because everybody has done something that nobody knew about that they was able to move on forward from, right? I think, public figures get it the worst, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But when you develop a mind where you just don't give a fuck, man, people's opinions don't matter anyway. So, the world would be fake as hell because the world is always trying to make it seem like I'm perfect and you not. And it's like, really? Ain't nobody perfect in this game. Promise you, ain't no man on this planet is perfect. There aren't none. Right? Because the idea of perfection is drawing a perfect circle and it can't be done. You know what I mean? Everything is off by degrees. And those degrees vary in every human being as far as wholeness. So we don't go for perfection, we go for wholeness. Can you speak? Can you think? Do you know how to move? Right? Like, do you know how to create relationships? Do you know how to manage self? Do you have self-awareness? Like, you check list. You check a box of list that makes you a whole human being, not a perfect. And then you get better at those things that's checked on that list. But yeah, wholeness. You know what I'm saying? Wholeness is the key. I wouldn't even say we fucked up. I think that we just, we all at different stages in life, right? And a person may be great at one area, which actually can make them weak in the other area because they spend so much time developing this to where maybe 90% of the world don't have this.